Hi, welcome back to the channel. We're looking at this fabulous swollen jack from Canton Cutlery. This knife would predate 1930, and a beautiful waterfall pattern here. And we're going to talk a little bit about this knife, which is just fantastic. And we're going to talk about this company. So if you'd like to hear a little bit more about Canton Cutlery, go ahead and check out the video. Taking pictures of the geese. They're hungry. What?
The little ones. The little ones.
Yeah.
The little ones. The little ones.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
All right, welcome back to the fortified castle. Hi, all my viewers. And look at that. Look at that. Just a quick look. It's just a quick look of a GEC unexcelled English Jack. Beautiful knife. We're not going to talk about that, but you may see it tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a live show. Patty's Potato Pillar will be there. It'll be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and we are going to be talking about GEC knives. All about the company, the knives themselves, our opinions of the knives, and each of us has some GEC knives, so we'll be showing some GEC knives, and should be a pretty interesting video. What do y'all think about this church stained glass acrylic on here? I like it. By the way, when I bought this, I could have got bone, but I really like this stained glass acrylic, the look of it. It's unique. And so, yeah, I went with this instead of the bone. That's kind of surprising because I'm kind of a traditional kind of guy. Anyhow, let's talk about this right here. All right, so this is, I don't even know what this is. Let's measure it. It is a 3 5/8. 3 5/8. Swell in. So this is a regular jack design. You can see it's pretty skinny up here, and it just swells right here, and that's what's called a swell in jack. They really give you a good purchase when you're holding them. I think that's where that design came from. And the scales are waterfall pattern, celluloid, just beautiful. Look at the colors in that thing. Just really nice. Nickel silver pens in this model, brass liners, nickel silver bolsters, no shield. Really, really well made knife. So this knife is made as good as any case knife that you would see from this era. That's how well this knife is made. You have a really nice spear point blade here with a very prominent swedge. You can see right there. Well, maybe you can't. The Canton is barely visible up here. Cutlery Company, Canton, Ohio. Nice walk and talk on this knife. There's your pen blade. Let's see if we get this in a little better. You can barely see it right there, Canton. I can see it. It's hard to see in the camera because the light just blows it out. But yeah, can you see it right there written? Maybe. I can't tell. Anyhow, really nice looking knife. Really nice looking knife. So the story on this knife starts in 1872. John Wesley Hyatt invented the first true synthetic plastic, which was celluloid. It had been invented in a different form in England some years back, but that was not a true plastic. This celluloid was, and that led to the invention in 1879 by Reuben and Harry Landis of Canton, Ohio, of the pitcher knife. Let me get it. Hold on a minute. Let me get it. An example of that. Okay, sorry about that. So here's an example of a pitcher knife. There are these knives that literally have pictures in them. And so here's this guy's name on the clear celluloid. And on the other side, there were pictures. So any number of things could be on here. They could be lithographs. They could be drawings. These are kind of risque pictures on here. But they could be trains, cars, aircraft, whatever, on these knives. And that was what was so fabulous about them. And Landis was kind of smart. Okay, so we're gonna yeah. So anyhow, he licensed this patent. He patented it. This knife in 1879, and one of the people that picked it up was Bogano's, and Bogano's. Let's see, what was his name? August Bogano's, and he was a founder of Novelty Cutlery Company. Later, he expanded and became Canton Knife Company with Novelty Cutlery Company as a subsidiary of it. And then the other guy that was licensed to sell these knives was Dr. W. Stewart Carnes, and that's a fascinating story all in of itself. Right there. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too. But so these two guys started making these knives in 1879. In 1930, Dr. Carnes chose to go a different path. He created a steel company and moved into steel production. Bogano's continued on making these pitcher knives for a while, but after 1940, they just kind of faded out. They weren't popular anymore, and his son took over the company, but by 1950, they were bankrupt and broke. Nobody was buying them. So Carnes was the smart guy. Get out of it while the getting was good. But what's really interesting about this guy, I'll show you a picture up there. He's really an incredible person. So he was a doctor of dentistry and also a physician, but he was a lot of other things. Obviously, he went into steel making. He was a metallurgist. So he got into cutlery. He produced knives, really good knives. These are really nice knives, by the way. If you get a chance to get them, they're kind of scarce. I won't say rare. They are really scarce. You only see a few of them on eBay at any given time. But yeah, he was a writer. He wrote a book. The movies approached him to try to get him to do a movie with them. I'm not sure whether he ever did. But the really interesting thing about him was he was also an amateur archaeologist, and some of the best information we have on Dr. W. Stewart Carnes is from his lectures that he used to go around the country lecturing on ancient civilizations. And so he had traveled to the Amazon and visited some of these ancient Mayan sites, and he spoke about it. And that's one reason why the movie companies had approached him to get him to write a book on that and then a movie about it. So he was kind of like a modern day Indiana Jones, So he wasn't a professor at a university like Indiana Jones was, but he was an adventurer. And in those days, going into the Amazon was quite treacherous. It still is, and it fascinated the public. The stories of these civilizations long ago that we never knew about, and I think it still fascinates us. Talking about Mayans and Aztecs and Egyptians and Babylonians and whatnot and whatever. But anyhow, we're talking about knives, and that's the story on this knife, Canton Cutlery. The guy who actually founded this company was a fascinating individual. One of the excuse me, one of the cooler knife stories I think that you can come across. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to pick one of these up, there are just fantastic knives. Um, I think these knives are worth it. I just bought one today where the celluloid is gassing out, and I picked it up cheap. I'm gonna take the scales off it and put different scales on it because the knives are, worth it. They're really good knives, and this one I picked up today is in good shape. And yeah, I'm just gonna redo it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it informative. I hope y'all check out the live show tomorrow if you're unavailable. You know, it's on YouTube. You can check it out some other time. So I'd encourage you to do that. They're a lot of fun. A lot of craziness goes on them. And tomorrow, we're going to be talking about these fantastic GEC knives and a little bit about the company, the history, what these knives are all about, uh, the good, the bad. There's really no ugly to this knife, this company. So we'll talk about it. Anyhow, we'll see you tomorrow.